Okay, welcome back. You're still listening to Passion 94.5 FM. Exactly 8 minutes gone past the hour of 9. And it's still the morning flight. We're about to activate the big talk. So I urge you to come on board and give us your undivided attention as we deliberate on very topical issues, mainly today, issues around the Akwa Ibom. So His Excellency, the Governor, met with traditional rulers yesterday. And recall that when I was reviewing the papers this morning, I said, hope that this puts a rest to the Suyo matter, if you know what I mean. And my guest will do justice to that if we will not hear the Suyo matter again. And of course, we're going to be looking at some other concerns around Akwa Ibom as well. But mainly, that is our major focus for today. So joining me to make sense of the conversation on the big talk this morning is the State Director for the Center for Human Rights and Accountability Network, Otwikon Franklin Isong, and he is here for us to discuss. Otwikon, good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, Ike. Good morning, listeners. Good to be here and happy Wednesday.
What's happy about the Wednesday?
Yeah, at least we are alive, we are healthy, we are sound in this harsh economy. So what else is happy Wednesday?
Well, I don't think anybody greets anybody happy whatever.
Well, we have it's a midweek, so for you to see a midweek, people have passed on yesterday. Some are in the hospital, some are in critical situations, some are even very difficult to even go out from their home. So for me, every day of my life is a day of testimony and a day of thanksgiving. So it's for me happy Wednesday.
Okay, well, you reserved your exclusive right to your happiness.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, Otwikon, let's discuss the matter which has been of importance to Akwa Ibom people for some weeks now, and that is the issue of the Traditional Rulers Council War and matters arising. The reason why we're raising this matter is because His Excellency the Governor convened a meeting where traditional rulers, including the Akwa Ibom BBO, was present, and they discussed. And I know that you are a secretary, am I correct?
Yeah, admin secretary.
Okay, so and one way or the other, maybe you were in that meeting.
No, I wasn't there. I was engaged somewhere.
Okay, but you have the position?
Well, I would not be speaking for them, but I will give you my own opinion if you bring that up for us to discuss.
All right, so Otwikon, I did ask if this will be the end to the Suyo matter.
Okay, let me put it correctly. I am not speaking for the Traditional Rulers Council, neither am I speaking for immediately, which I am the admin secretary. I am not also speaking for Center for Human Rights, where I am the state director. I will be sharing my own opinion, because the center has already, held a press conference in coalition with civil society groups shortly after the bill was, the public hearing, was held at the House of Assembly. We had a joint press conference with coalition of society groups in the state, where we had canvassed and advocated our positions, and we made it known clearly that this is a good bill, then it was a good bill for the state, and we applauded the drafters of the bill, then as it were. Then we urged the governor to give assent to it. So the governor gave assent to it, and on the 23rd of September, the bill took effect. The President General was sworn in, the chairman of the council was also sworn in, and then, others is history. I like to say this, and I'm happy that we are having a governor that is a peace-loving governor, a governor that wears the shoes of every person in the state. Before we even go into this, let me thank the governor for the payment of the 22 house officers. I was here to raise this issue. We made an advocacy. We led a team to the head of service. We led a team to the SSA, to the governor on medical matters. We led a team to the Ministry of Health, and then finally to the office of the Accountant General. I think last weekend, the 22 medical doctors who did their housemanship at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital got paid of their entitlement, and they were happy that they were given the entitlement, and Crown did play a key role. So I'm using this medium to thank the governor for listening to Crown and for also wearing the shoes of the 22 medical doctors. Shortly, Crown will be making a statement on this, which will be made public. And secondly, yesterday, the governor also, the governor had said that he's going to take the issue of the gratuity of the retired primary school teachers top priority. Yesterday, during the meeting he held with the royal fathers, he announced that 1.6 billion had been injected into the fund to make up to what has been released so far, so as to continue to pay the gratuity for the retired primary school teachers. You know, we've been on this before now. We've led protests. We've met with the former governor on this matter. Protests were held. The next of kin, some of them were detained, arrested. But I'm happy that from the beginning of this government, actions have been taken, and the governor, you know, had been releasing funds in installment to clear off this gratuity. Now, back to the issue you have just raised, the issue of the Akwa Ibom State Traditional Rulers Council law. You see, the governor, like I have said, has a compassionate heart, has love for every particular situation he finds himself. I cannot imagine that a governor will invite, you know, the royal fathers to a meeting and went there and waited for them, and they did not turn up. You could see in the address of the governor yesterday during the meeting, he captured it there that was, you know, a wrongdoing and a very wrong precedent that the royal fathers set for themselves. Imagine that the royal fathers, okay, at the level of a clan head, you invite your village head meeting, they will not turn up. At the level of the primary rulers, you invite your clan head meetings, they won't turn up. Or the clan, the village head inviting the family heads meetings, and they won't turn up. This level of insubordination will not help the state. So the governor, being so fatherly, you know, has fatherly heart, he didn't take it very hard on them. He had to say that this is the second time he's calling to still discuss this issue, and he even said that if that meeting that he called had held, maybe all this misgiving, misunderstanding wouldn't have been there. But those royal fathers boycotted and snubbed the governor of Akwa Ibom State, which, to say the least, was unfortunate. Now, the governor yesterday during the meeting explained again, re-echo what he said during the Thanksgiving in the church, that this particular law had been in effect. He came and inherited this bill. The bill had been in the House of Assembly. The former governor met with, call all of them. The governor then was governor-elect. They were all in the meeting. The governor re-echoed that history again, refreshed their minds again, and said he didn't do anything wrong to have given effect to what, you know, had been, you know, laid at the foundation. He's coming to consolidate. He's coming to build on what the other governor had kept in place. So he didn't do anything wrong by sending the bill to the assembly. Now the bill had been passed. If there are any misunderstanding or misgiving, there is room for consultations. There is room for discussions. But like I was happy yesterday when the royal fathers from the Anak extraction, one of them stood up to apologize to the governor for the actions against the governor and the state. The one from Oro nation stood up to apologize on behalf of the Oro royal fathers who snubbed the governor, and apologize on their behalf for the action they did against the governor and the state. Because one thing you must note is that the governor is the image of Akwa Ibom State. If you breach his protocol, if you snub the governor, you are snubbing Akwa Ibom State. You're not snubbing Pastor Udo Emmanuel. No. You are snubbing the government.
You mean Pastor Umo?
Sorry, Pastor Umo Eno. Sorry. If you snub the governor, you're not snubbing the governor. You're not snubbing Pastor Umo Eno. You are snubbing the governor and the entire people of Akwa Ibom State. So that action for me was a minus, big minus for the royal fathers, and I was happy that they saw their mistakes and apologized to the governor. And I think going forward, peace, has returned to the traditional institution. Now, one thing you must note, I believe there was no need for this, discontent, for this fuse, if the royal fathers had met with the governor and discussed these matters. I mean, there is no need to go to court. The governor even told them yesterday, there's no how you can discuss this issue, even us discussing it now. But why we are discussing it, because we are discussing the outcome of what happened yesterday, not what is in the court, not what is in the court. It is contemptuous. It is contumacy. It is sub judice to discuss what is in court. So the governor advised them yesterday to go withdraw the matter before the court. Let me tell you one thing. You cannot find justice in court. You can ask me. I'm not a lawyer.
That's a very controversial statement.
Yes.
Very controversial.
Yes. You can only have what you can call temporary succor, but you can't have peace from court. Court can give judgment and you won't have peace. I have seen a family that we are in dispute over land matters, and they could have simply explore alternative dispute mechanism to resolve it, which is what the governor told them yesterday, that we go and withdraw the case in court. Let's use this medium to see how we can resolve the matter. But they went to court. The matter lingered in court, lasted in court. These people who went to court, some of them, passed away, and the dispute continued. And finally, after some decades, the court finally gave ruling, and that ruling did not bring peace in the family, because those ones who went to court had passed away. The children that came to inherit that matter continue to fight. Until today, you still have communal clashes. When these people go to the farm there, so come and invade them, the wars continue. That's why you have communal clashes in most communities. When you instead of exploring alternative dispute and mechanism to resolve your matter, you go to court. Court will give you that justice you want, but the peace that you need will not be there. So I want to believe that the governor, having admonished them to withdraw the matter in court, they will hearken to it and withdraw it and come back. Now, let me also add this. There is the difference between the village head, the clan heads, the paramount rulers is just certificate that the governor issued to them. That's you must get this clear. The difference between the village heads, the clan heads, and paramount rulers is just what document that the governor signed and issued to them. So the governor here is the appointer that appoints, simply put, the village head, the clan heads, and paramount ruler. That is why you have the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. They are part and parcel of the government, but their own ministry is Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. So they report to the commissioner, who now report to the governor. They must understand this clearly. Their position is not that they emerge from nature. They are given stipends. They are tied to stipends every month. That is, they draw stipends from the government. That ministry has allocation kept for their stipends and entitlement. They need PAs, they need welfare, medical care, all they need. It is the same government that foot their expenses. You must know this. They want to go outside trip, the same government will foot the bills. The same governor will approve. So they should be able to understand this and not allow politicians to push them into going against the authority that is in charge of their affairs. Before now, we used to have governors who come very clear and tell the fathers, you must stand up and greet me in an event. I said this before severally. I have said this. I even got a point. I took up the matter with some state officials, that you don't have to denigrate the stool or degrade the royal fathers by asking them to stand up to greet you as governor at event. But I'm happy that this particular administration has never insisted or called them to the airport to wait for him to arrive. Before that, you will have the royal fathers being invited to go. They will just send you text that governor is coming in. You have to go to the airport to wait for the governor. Or you have a guest coming in from outside the state, maybe another governor also, the government will invite the royal fathers, pick them in a bus, took them to the airport, they wait for the guests several hours just to show that they are loyal to the government. Where they fail to, it becomes an issue in this state. So I'm happy that we're having a governor who is thinking differently, who is not trying to look down on the traditional institution, and is trying to better their welfare. The royal fathers, apart from making this law to now upgrade the status of the royal fathers in the state, should also, I have added this now, should also increase their allowances, their sitting allowances, their stipends, their monthly take home, and give them what they need. They need PAs. I see royal fathers go to events, they carry their umbrellas by themselves. I see some of them, use their wives to carry their umbrellas. Some use their security, attaché, security agent attached to them, carry their umbrellas and carry their briefcase. So I am appealing to the governor to also look towards giving the royal fathers PA that will help them carry their bags, help them carry their luggage, and even in most cases, the ones who couldn't walk, who are by virtue of age or medical condition, they could be helped by their PAs, hold their hands and take them to where they are, going. So this is the appeal I'm making. Now, having said this, on the issue of the law, the matter has been laid to rest yesterday, and peace, in my own thinking, has finally been restored to the treasury stool. I want to believe that going forward, there will be that mutual trust, there will be that mutual understanding, there will be unity, there will be love. There is no need for division or ethnic outcry in the state. Peace has returned to the state.
Thank you very much. But the very thorny part of this particular TRC has been the issue of rotational leadership. Because I was opportune to read several positions as put forward by some of these agreed traditional rulers. Has that also been addressed?
That is why I said the law has been passed and took effect from the day the governors sworn in the President General, who has always been President General there. The only that you now have President General, you now have a Chairman of Council. The other one is to hold office for life. The other one is to hold office for 2 years. You now have Vice President 1 and Vice President 2. That is the only new section introduced to the existing law that has now made it to become controversial, that they are, as they term it. Looking at it, you see, Ike, if you go beyond Akwa Ibom State to Abuja, don't forget that there is what is called National Council of Traditional Rulers in Abuja. If every 2 years, for instance, you send your new, your new chairman of Council of Chiefs to Abuja, he becomes very new. He meets the others, like the Sultan of Sokoto. He meets the others, like the Oba of Benin, who has always been there for years, because his position is for life. His office in the state is held for life. If every 2 years, you see, just like what I keep on saying, look at, for instance, the legislature. Every 4 years, because of zoning, for instance, you will have those who have experience, not returning to the House of Assembly or to the House of Senate or to the reps because of what? Zoning issue, zoning principle. But they forget that when you go to the legislature, you begin to learn the ropes afresh. And then you meet others who have been there from their own states, who have been there for 16 years, 24 years, and they keep on, they are there. And they become like ancestors who understands, like David Marks and the rest, like the Abel Lawan, who have been there, as if that is their own home. They are like lords. They understand the workings, and they are able to attract development to their states. So what am I simply saying? If after 2 years, you send a new chairman of Council of Chiefs in Akwa Ibom State to Abuja to go to join the National Council of Chiefs, he becomes very new in the system there, and he starts learning. He starts beginning to get used to the workings there, and start getting to make new friends. And this will take you. He has 2 years in office. Let's say he will use 1 year to learn. The next 1 year he's gone. He's in another one. So the law has now come to permanent these offices, so that you don't need to be changing that positions. So those who are going to meet in Abuja to discuss issues that affect the state are not going to be changing every 2 years. They are there permanently.
I want to go somewhere with this, and I'm sure the listeners are also eager to join this conversation. The reason why I keep asking if this Suyo matter has been resolved is because it borders on the leadership. Now, God forbid, okay, God forbid, we'll all come and go.
And God has already forbidden.
No, yes, we'll all come and go. The current occupier of that seat, and gets called by God, will the state stay with that same seat, still stay with that same line, or will it go to Anang? Will it go to, or it must be with the BBO? That is one of the contention. Has that been addressed?
You have to first of all amend the law. It's a matter of law. It's a matter of law, and we are operating a democracy that is rooted on laws. So you can't just, do anything ultra virus. You can't just do anything unconstitutional. If you want to remove that particular office from the Okwibum stool, you must make another law to amend that section to say, okay, from today, this particular office has now been rotated or has now been moved from the stool. That's why the governor has advised that you can go to court, but will you find the peace you want? Come back home, withdraw the law, withdraw the suit. Let's sit back and look at whatever your issues are, and then look for ways to address it. You are asking me, if tomorrow the Okwibum travels, God forbid, travels, who will take over? The point remains that the law has already made it very clear that the office of the President General remains with the Okwibum BBO stool. The Vice President 1 is the Okukwana, Vice President 2 is the Ata Oro. So this is the law. Now, if you are saying, are you now also going to say that what about those other ethnic groups that are not captured, like the Obolos, like the Ekets? So will you now make provisions to say, okay, let us now begin to say, after Okwibum, we can now move to Akwa Kukuona. After that, we now move to Ataro. After that, we now move to Ata Eket. After that, we now move to the Obolo. That is what you are trying to ask me, which I have told you is a function of the law.
So for that to happen,
the law has to be amended.
Okay.
If there is need for that.
If there is need. But for now, it remains with the stool of the Okwibum BBO.
That is what the law says.
That is what the law says.
And you see, that is why each time I make this, I discuss this, I try to make it very clear that the law meant well for Akwa Ibom traditional institution. That is why the speaker, who is from Abak local government area, the Anang extraction, sat and that law passed through his nose. That is why the chairman of the committee on local government and chief secretary affairs in the House of Assembly, Honorable Mfonedong from Ika, sat, and through his committee, the law came to public hearing. Through the law passed the assembly. You have the chief whip from Mbo, Chief Effiong Johnson from Oron extraction. So the leadership of the assembly is comprised of all the ethnic configuration that you would think of. So if the law meant evil for any ethnic group, I don't see it passing through the nose of these persons.
Otwekong, will it address the thorny issue of inclusivity? I still maintain this position because tomorrow we begin to hear another set of Suyo. So that's why I'm asking this question. And heaven will bear me witness.
Yeah, you see, Ike, the issue of Suyo, quoting you now, was because politicians hijack the scenario, the situation. That is why yesterday they had to apologize. I just told you that the royal fathers from the Anang extraction, from the Oro extraction, apologized to the governor. If they were right, they wouldn't apologize. It's because the politicians jumped in and used this law to hit up the polity, and used the law to score a political point to try to play down on the sensibility of the people of the state. Imagine women, market women who should be in their businesses, being mobilized in buses. Who pay for those buses? Who pay for those buses? And putting on uniforms, and they moved to assembly, sat there pouring water, because I won't call that libation, because it is a taboo. It is unheard of in our tradition that women can pour libation. I've not heard that before. So I call what they poured in the assembly water. Pour water on the floor of the assembly, saying that the law should be revoked or repealed. In our tradition, where I'm from, Ibibio tradition, I have never heard of a woman pouring libation with a dry gin. So what they poured that day at the assembly was water. So the question I ask is, who mobilized them? Where were they camped? How did they move? That's the point. We know all this. So let's not go into all this. All this have now become a bygone. This were the drama that ought to have played out. Okay, the day of the swearing in of the President General and the Chairman of Council, who is from Uroko, who mobilized those who came there to carry placard. That's the point. Somebody somewhere had a meeting, foot the bills, put these people in the vehicle, drove them down to the venue. But because we have a very peaceful governor who has that fatherly nature, he still had to accommodate. He still had to understand. So if you have something to self-help, if you have issues like this, it's not the best solution. So let us not drag this issue. I have said it's a function of law. If anything has to be changed, that should be through the law.
I am not dragging this issue. I'm a journalist as you are.
I have answered you clearly. You are still stressing the issue, and I'm still telling you.
No, we're both journalists.
Good.
And we're joring on this matter, because I mean, I will be here, God willing. And I pray not to hear Suyo again.
Okay,
I pray not to hear Suyo.
Now,
and that's why I asked.
Okay, let me add
if
this.
The issue of inclusivity has been addressed. If everybody who complained that they were not given fair hearing have been finally heard, so that tomorrow we don't come back to the same table to listen or begin to see press statements or press releases from this extraction or that extraction still dragging this matter. That's why I am asking.
Okay.
So that once we bury it, we know we buried it and we move on. We don't go back to this matter again.
Okay, now, in order to further deepen this conversation, yesterday there was a joint statement issued by paramount rulers from the 3 senatorial districts. I believe you have seen that, of Akwa Ibom State, on the amended traditional rulers law cap 155 of 2022. Have you seen that statement?
Go ahead, please.
You haven't seen it. Now this statement, let me just run down to the signatories, those who signed it, because it's a very lengthy one. But let me just, if you want me to read it, I can read it, or maybe you can also read it. Will you want to read it? You can read it.
That's the press statement, yeah?
Yeah, jointly signed. You can go through
Jointly
it.
signed by everybody?
Can you read it?
No.
No, I said
saw
from last.
it yesterday. I saw it.
Okay.
I can access it from my phone.
Yes, go through it.
But was it jointly signed by
No,
everybody?
I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere now.
Okay.
Now that statement was signed by 18 paramount rulers.
How many do we have in Akwa Ibom?
31.
So why 18?
That's the point. Now you have 18 paramount rulers who signed that press statement, and I want to say this: they cut across the 3 senatorial districts.
Are they speaking for the entirety of the other aggrieved?
They have said in their statement is very clear. That is why I said they are 18 out of 31, right? Now, those who have gone to court will now see that the majority are now saying we accept it, because don't forget that we are also hold on, that we are also practicing democracy here, and even in the chambers where they have debate of the royal fathers, there is always voting.
Majority
carries the day.
Good.
So hold on.
This is a monarchical.
No, Ike. Ike, you are both in the law. No, listen. Let me land. I'm going somewhere.
I agree. But what I'm saying is,
can I just let me evolve my thoughts?
I'm begging.
Can I evolve my thoughts?
Listen to me too.
Okay, go ahead.
Listen to me. I have no interest in this matter. I need
Just
you
like
to
mine.
understand. I have no interest. My interest is the peace of Akwa Ibom. Because when Akwa Ibom is peaceful, investment comes. When Akwa Ibom is peaceful, the governor can concentrate on developmental, projects and whatnot. But when we keep having this suyo, on account that some persons feel marginalized, or some persons feel like they are being suppressed, and nobody wants them to air their views.
Okay, you see, let me help you, Ike.
Then we're not making progress.
Okay, now
everybody has to align. That's my position.
Yes.
They need to align.
No, I was trying to evolve my thoughts by telling you that this press statement jointly signed
By 18.
By paramount rulers across the senatorial district, 3 senatorial districts.
18 of them.
And 18 of them signed it.
As against 30.
Listen. I have seen, before now, I have seen statements from, from royal fathers, where you will have, they will mention the Obolos, they will mention the Oro, they will mention the Eket. You understand me now? I hope you've seen them equally. But in this particular press statement, you will see the Ibibio section have signed. You will see the Eket royal fathers have also signed. You will see the Oro royal fathers have also signed. So what are we now saying?
What happened to the remaining 14 others?
That is why I'm saying they have gone to court. And I believe that those who even joined to sign this were among those who also went to court. But now they have now seen the need to come back for peace to reign. Don't forget that majority always have the day.
Fine, I agree. When we go to the floor of the National Assembly. But these are traditional rulers.
But we're discussing law here.
Yeah, I know. I know, but this is their thing.
We are discussing law.
This is their thing.
And we are discussing law.
It's the traditional
and we are
rulers.
even there.
Traditional rulers.
They
will have to be the ones to decide this matter.
That is the point. Now,
and unanimously agree. If 14 dissenting
what do you mean? No, wait. Now, let me ask you now. Sorry, let me put you on the hot seat.
No,
what do you mean?
I reserve the exclusive right to put you on the hot seat.
No, yeah. Why I say so is that you say unanimously agreed. What will form the unanimity? In this case, in this context, you have 31 and you have 18. What forms the majority? What forms the unanimous position here? You are going back to what I'm saying here, that this is their own law. This law is made for them. And here you have 18 of them saying we are comfortable with it. We are okay with it. And this 18 of them cut across the 3 other ethnic groups.
You know what we're going to do?
So that's the point.
You and I have had our sessions.
So you must get it clear that this is, we're discussing law, and law is within the democratic flanks.
Okay.
And so this law is made for them.
Let's establish one thing. You and I have had our sessions.
Exactly.
And we are only after one thing.
Peace.
Peace. And I say this repeatedly and emphatically. If the issue of inclusivity is not addressed, and you still have dissenting voices,
which we shall have,
hold on,
which you will sure have.
Hold on, I'm going somewhere.
Yes.
Don't you think, in the interest of peace, we need to come to the table and find out why those 14 people are still dissenting, and then come to the point of unanimity, so that when this law, when people are signing, you don't have one person saying, I am not in agreement with what they are signing.
Okay, Ike, it's not 14, it's 13. It's 13. It's 13, not 14.
32 minus 18.
No, 31. Not 82.
Oh, so then that means you misled me now.
No, I said 18 are signed here.
I use 32 to calculate.
In your own estimation, you can even say it's 36.
Okay.
So no wahala. The argument is that they are in 13 out of 31, and then these other ones have outnumbered these ones with 8, with 5. So, they are 18 here. Now, having said this,
because of the outnumbering.
Because we are in democracy. Not because in democracy,
the
rule of law
system doesn't have anything to do with democracy.
They are evolving within the democratic system.
Before democracy.
You see, when you say monarchy,
before democracy.
You see,
this is their thing.
No, Ike, can I help you, Ike? You see, I like this discussion. You see, you are saying monarchical system, and I'm saying these royal fathers are appointees of the governor, who is a democratic governor. So does that mean they will have to? It's like the case of he pays the piper. They take the tools. No, because that is why you are saying they draw stipends. That is. That is the obvious fact. If I pay you invariably, Otueko, yes, let's have an agreement, because this is simple English. Yes. If I pay you, or you draw benefits from me, yes, that means I have the power to also stop to pay you. No, hold on. Okay, go ahead. Okay. I have the power to, one way or the other, influence your decision. Otherwise, I stop your stipends. Okay, can I answer? No, let's agree. Yes or no? Can I answer you? Yes. Don't, you see, when you say yes or no, let me respond in a way it will satisfy your hunch. You see, the royal fathers, I have said here, are appointees of His Excellency the Governor, and the Governor has someone he appoints to oversee their affairs and activities, being commissioner for local government and chieftaincy affairs. He's always been there. He's not in this government alone. Now, it is the duty of the ministry to payroll all these royal fathers, even all the family heads. So if they do anything, they could be, sanctioned. That is why you could see the ministry sanctioning any royal father who has gone ultra virus. Now, having said this, now there is no how. Even in my family, we do have disagreement. But when we meet and discuss in the family meeting, and the majority have agreed that this is what should be, even with the minority opinion, with mine and the rest who are minority, we have to agree that majority have gotten their way. We have had our say, and peace will return.
And you think that settles it?
Of course.
And you think we'll not?
Will you want to carry machete? Do you want to carry machete?
You think we'll not continue to hear the suyo?
No. You see, machete going to something to self-help will not help. That's why I said meeting with the governor, which was yesterday, and which will always be, is the best way out.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Chuekong and I have had our sessions, because if you allow the two of us, we'll go argue from now till thy kingdom.
No, I wasn't arguing. I was trying to explain to you the workings and what is happening. But you are the one arguing.
No, I'm not arguing. I have a billion questions.
Go ahead and fire it.
These billion questions are from the position of the different extractions. I have read their communique.
Can I just shock you?
From the different press releases,
yes.
From the different what you call it that they.
I even saw one. I even saw one.
As you've got these dissenting voices. I need to go for commercials.
Go ahead.
I want to go and play commercials.
So can you give me 7